Hi Year 2, welcome to our story mapping session for a river. I've got my piece of paper ready. I didn't have a printer, so I asked somebody to help me draw these lines, so I've got 5 boxes. If you've managed to print yours off at home, great! Box 1, our introduction, we will do all together, and box 5, the ending will be quite similar as well. But 2, 3 and 4, those ones are up to you. I'll explain a little bit more about those when we get onto them. I've got my pencil ready for my drawings, and I've got my blue pen ready for my punctuation, my full stops, my question marks, any commas that I might want to use. I've got my blue pen ready as well. Lots of people are writing loads and loads and loads of words on their story map, but actually it's better to just stick to pictures and put some keywords that you want to include. So not too many words, I'd say no more than 3 words in each box. Let's start with number 1. Remember, you can pause this video anytime, catch up on your drawing. Yours doesn't have to be the same as mine. I want to see your imagination on this piece of paper because you are writing your story and I'm writing my story. It starts off with, there's a river outside my window. So I'm going to draw a river and a window. Really simple window. And a full stop. There's a river. There's a river outside my window. Full stop. Remember, you need to draw your pictures quite small. This section's quite short, but 2, 3 and 4 might be a bit bigger. So nice and small so it doesn't get too squashed. From where I sit, I can see it stretching into the distance in both directions. So I'm going to draw a chair. From where I sit, I can see it stretching into the distance in both directions. I've put my arrows on to show both directions. From where I sit, I can see it. Maybe I need some eyes. From where I sit, I can see it stretching into the distance in both directions. Blue pen, full stop. You don't have to use a blue pen, you can use any colour pen or pencil that you've got at home. I just like to make mine different to my drawing pencil so that it's clear, so that when I write my story, I remember. Sometimes I imagine myself floating along the river, swept away in a silver boat towards the horizon. Wow, lots of interesting words there. Sometimes I imagine myself. Well, here's me. I'm imagining myself. Sometimes I imagine myself floating along the river. You can use any word you like instead of floating. I'm going to write a word now. I'm going to write the word bobbing. Sometimes I imagine myself bobbing along the river, swept away in a silver boat towards the horizon. Swept away in a silver boat. My boat's not going to be silver. My boat's going to be made of wood. What about your boat? Some people have said golden. I like that. Swept away in a silver boat towards the horizon. That's the sun coming up, and this line here is the horizon. That's quite a long sentence. Sometimes I imagine myself bobbing along the river, swept away in a wooden boat towards the horizon. And then a question. Where will it take me? Question mark. Where will it take me? Question mark. That's box 1 done. I'm going to go back to the start and make sure I can retell my box 1. You might have changed it. There's a river outside my window. Full stop. From where I sit, I can see it stretching into the distance in both directions. Full stop. Sometimes I imagine myself bobbing along the river, swept away in a wooden boat towards the horizon. Full stop. Where will it take me? Question mark. Now for the next bit, we're going to use our imaginations. So I'm going to pause this, finish my box 2, and my box 3, and my box 4, and then I'll share with you what I did, and you can do your own ideas. I have finished my box 2, 3 and 4, and we can take a look at these together now. I chose 3 different places that my river would take me and the things that I would see. So think back to all of the learning that we've done this term. Think about all of the pictures that we've seen and all of the sentences that you've written, because we've got some brilliant ideas. Here's mine. I chose the word carries. The river carries me past enormous factories. Full stop. What word could you use? Where's your river going to take you? You don't have to use my example. I'd love to see your own. It carries me past enormous factories. Full stop. In front of me, I can see bright lights and thick black clouds of smoke. Full stop. What can you see in front? Or are you going to have when I look around, or if I look up? What could you use here? Where are you going to go? What will you see? If I listen carefully, I can hear machines whirring and grinding angrily. That's what I did for box 2. Then I went on to box 3 and I thought, right, where am I going to go next? My tiny wooden boat floats gently past 2 ancient fishermen sitting on bamboo boats. Full stop. When I gaze around, I can see the tranquil river and the warm sky as the sun starts to set. Full stop. Now I only did 2 sentences in this bit. I did 3 here and 2 here. 2 or 3 sentences for each box would be fine. So I used carries here, so I used a different one here, floats. I went to the factory here, I went past fishermen here. In front of me I can see, so I used gaze instead of see. Think carefully about the things that you're going to do. Have a go at doing box 2 and box 3. Here's my box 4. The river rushes out into the deep sea. Full stop. Colossal waves crash against my tiny boat. Full stop. In the distance, I notice, or I see, or I can spot dark clouds and terrifying flashes of light. Full stop. Suddenly, it starts to rain. Full stop. 3 different places: factory, bamboo fisherman, out to sea. Decide on your places and your word choices. I used carries, floats, rushes. Finish your box 2, box 3 and box 4. Make sure you've got those full stops in where you need them. And finish with, it starts to rain, because that way we can link it to the start of box 5. So make sure your box 4 finish with, it starts to rain, or suddenly it starts to rain. When you're ready, you can play the video again and we'll move on to box 5. Ready for box 5. I can hear raindrops on my window. Full stop. And this is where the imagination comes to an end. I'm sitting in my room again, or sitting quietly in my room again, looking through the raindrops on the window. Through the raindrops on the window. And gazing out across the sleeping city and staring at the moonlit city and staring at the vast city. Those are my 3 words, full stop. I hear raindrops on a window, full stop. I'm sitting in my room again, looking through those raindrops on the window and staring out at the vast city. I think I see my wooden boat floating in the moonlight, drifting past my window once more. I think I see my wooden boat floating along the river, rushing past my window once more. I think I see my wooden boat gently sailing along the river, bobbing past my window once more. As long as it goes past your window once more, the word choice is up to you. Full stop. And there's my story map finished. Not many words, concentrating on the pictures. We've done loads of writing for box 2, 3 and 4. Think about the pictures that you drew earlier in the week. Think about the pictures, the photographs that we've seen. It's only 3 places, but 2 or 3 sentences for each one. You've done some incredible writing, so we want to make sure you use it in your story. I'm going to go through my whole story map once again. That will be your job on Monday. There's a river outside my window, full stop. From where I sit, I can see it stretching out in both directions, full stop. Sometimes I imagine myself bobbing along the river in a tiny wooden boat towards the horizon, full stop. Where will it take me? Question mark. The river carries me past colossal factories, full stop. In front of me, I can see dazzling lights and thick clouds of black smoke, full stop. If I listen carefully, I can hear machines whirring and grinding angrily, full stop. My little wooden boat floats gently past 2 ancient fishermen sitting on bamboo boats, full stop. If I gaze around, I can see the tranquil river and the warm sky as the sun begins to set, full stop. The river rushes out into the deep sea, full stop. Huge waves crash into my tiny wooden boat, full stop. In the distance, I notice dark, terrifying clouds and brilliant flashes of light, full stop. Suddenly, it starts to rain, full stop. I hear the raindrops on my window, full stop. I'm sitting in my room, once more, staring outside. I'm staring through the raindrops on the window, and, I've just used staring, and peering out at the vast city, full stop. I think I see my wooden boat, floating gently along the river, drifting past my window once again, full stop. Send me a photo of your story map. We'll practice saying them on Monday. Well done, everybody. This is going to be a really, really beautiful piece of writing, and I look forward to sharing it with you and with other people. Bye.